All right, everybody. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Garage Talk Sports. I'm Mills.
I'm Bobby.
And I'm Nick.
And we are back here in the garage with another episode for you guys. This week, it's pretty much all NFL action. We had Super Wild Card Weekend. So we're going to basically recap that, share our thoughts on certain things. As always, we've got Bobby's bets, and then it's officially for a couple weeks now. It's been coaching watch season now. Who's going where? We're obviously going to talk about the Bears and what they're doing at the coach. Not a lot of talk about them for their GM spots, though. It's not getting as much coverage, which I think is the more important of the two. You got to land on the GM.
Yeah, which is kind of weird because the Giants have pretty much said that they're hiring a GM first, then they're going to.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's a good idea to go coach then GM, because what if the GM didn't want that coach? But whatever. And then, as always, we will have Nick's question of the week to wrap it up, guys. So let's dive right into it with Super Wild Card Weekend. We had the Saturday night games, which were, Bobby?
A lot of blowouts. But it was the Bengals versus the Raiders and the Bills versus the Pats. And
it's the best game of the week. Was
Bengals Raiders was actually a good game.
Yeah, it was.
I was going to say that wasn't a blowout.
I mean,
the weekend had a few blowouts.
Super Wild Card Weekend was blowout weekend. Actually.
Super boring. To be honest.
There were two exciting games.
Snooze fest.
To be honest, though, I feel like if we didn't have Week 18, maybe it would have been closer. But
how about that?
Well, if we didn't have Week 18, then we were talking about Colts would have been in, Chargers would have been in. Probably would have been better 7th seed, but either way, we had pretty good matchups.
Colts lost to the Jaguars.
To the Jags. They lost to Trevor Lawrence, and no one knows their name of the coach because it's not Urban Meyer.
Yeah.
I don't remember it.
Exactly. Titans lost to the Jets, so I mean, anything can happen.
Anything can happen.
Antonio Brown.
The Titans are still the number 1 seed in the playoffs.
Antonio Brown quit on the Bucs because they were losing to the Jets. I mean,
it's an unpredictable league, right?
Exactly.
It's an unpredictable
you never know.
League.
But the Bengals do get their first playoff win since 1991, before Joe Burrow was born, before we were born.
Burrow.
And
Joe Shiesty, baby.
It is official. The first text message of a Bengals playoff win has been sent because the last time they won.
Oh, yeah. Text messaging didn't exist the last time they won the game.
I was like, where are you going with this?
But
this no sense.
Joe Burrow, man. Joe Burrow.
He's the dude.
He's that guy.
Yeah.
He is that guy.
He is the guy.
I mean, to be honest, played the Raiders. Probably could have been the perfect setup for the Bengals. Just because their coach also got fired in the middle of the season, and they're still developing.
Yeah, but credit to Rick Bisaccia for that.
Oh yeah, for sure. That's
still have
you seen that he hand wrote all of his players' letters thanking them?
Yeah, I did see that. I kind of like the guy.
I like the guy.
That was a good game though. But all season Joe Burrow's been that guy for the Bengals.
Yes,
him and Jamar Chase, that connection, well documented at this point. I mean, not much else to say other than it's special.
Right pick for the Bengals?
I'll say it was the right pick.
Yep.
Still no.
Nick,
you have to admit now that it was right there.
It wasn't It wasn't a wrong decision.
No, it wasn't a terrible decision. But I think going forward, I think they'll look back on it and be like,
all right. But
no, I don't think they will, man.
No, they won't. So you would have to say, all right, flip flop it with Penny Sewell,
who had a bad year.
Yeah, who had a bad year.
Yeah, he had a bad year this year.
So you're saying they would have a better
the Bengals
record.
can address. Clearly, the Bengals O-line.
I'm saying if the Bengals can address the O-line and fix the O-line problem for next year, and then they'll still be the top.
That's all they need to address.
Then they're fine. Yeah. But for right now, I'm like, okay, you're still off because I would rather protect Joe Burrow than go out and get a weapon for him to throw to. But in my opinion.
But let's say Jamar Chase is the difference of 3 wins for them. Because I honestly think he is when he's their leading receiver.
Yeah.
Is just. I mean, his performance against him and Joe Burrow against the Chiefs is why they beat the Chiefs.
Exactly.
That's a win right there. I say
Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase being together, I'm like, okay, good. Yeah, with Penny Sewell, they might would have won less games. But also, I think the Ravens, fully healthy all year, would have won more games. And I think Baker Mayfield, healthy all year, would have won more games. I think the Bengals would not have gotten in if everyone was healthy in that division.
I don't know, man. The Bengals have convinced me.
Yeah.
They really did. Their O-line is doing enough. It's perfectly... It's hovering right about at the average point. It's something they obviously agreed they can address it next year, and they thought it was good enough to get them through this year.
Yeah.
And it held up.
Like I said, for right now,
I mean,
I don't know.
The Raiders have a pretty solid pass rush with Max Crosby and Carl Nassib. Those are two that Max Crosby, I think, was second team All-Pro.
I want to say he was.
Yeah, I think he was second team All-Pro. There's some talent on the Raiders are a good team.
Yes,
they endured a lot to still get to this point. You imagine if they didn't go through all that stuff, not even ignoring the coaching change. Let's say none of the stuff happens where they lose some of their big players.
Yeah.
They maybe aren't even they could have been the team hosting a wild card game or something like that. They could have been a higher seed. So it's not like it was beating up on a bad opponent, like a team that didn't belong there. Cough, cough, Pittsburgh. But the Bengals O-line held up all season. It's done enough to get the job done. But the connection with Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase, I think, is it overrides what they need to address on the O-line.
Yes.
And the results have paid off. Honestly, it really has.
Well, they made it to the playoffs. There was no way they thought they were going to make it to the playoffs.
Yeah, I didn't expect them to make. They won the division. I didn't expect them to win the division. Maybe they don't win it if the Ravens are healthy.
This way, I think they have a good chance of getting third place.
Handled the Ravens no problem both times. And one of the games, the Ravens were healthy.
Yeah,
the first matchup.
Their offense was healthy. Their defense has been unhealthy all year.
But still, the offense was the former MVP and a bunch of all-pro players were healthy for the offensive side on the Ravens. So the Bengals are good. I imagine addressing the O-line this offseason, they'll probably be able to solidify themselves as a contender in that division. And maybe they can flirt with one of the top teams in the AFC. There's a lot of talent in the AFC.
Yeah.
That's the thing. That league or that conference way more open for grabs.
Yes.
Not like because there's no really good team. There's just so many good teams.
Yeah.
Whereas the NFC, it's the same few teams every year. So it was a good game. And we had it's not the NFL if you don't have some kind of referee mishap, right? We've got the phantom whistle that was blown.
Dude is done.
What?
Whoever blew that whistle, he's done.
He's done. None of the
that crew's done. That crew's not. Out. That crew was bad. Take that instance out of it. That crew still had a bad game.
Yeah.
They called some weird penalties late in the game on both sides that were just kind of questionable. But it all comes down to that whistle. And what sucks is that it was a 7-point game. And the rule is that play was supposed to come off the board.
But the NFL said that.
But they claimed that the whistle blew after the play ended.
I just want to say this. NFL, do you think your fans are just all stupid? Like,
this
can hear a whistle.
The NFL refuses to acknowledge when the refs are wrong.
Yeah, they don't.
The refs made that was a bad move. No, you blew the whistle for no fucking reason.
Yeah, there was no
you didn't have a reason to blow it. So you thought he stepped out of bounds. Okay, he threw the ball already. Not only did you you blew it after he threw the ball. So you hesitated to blow the whistle, allowed the play to continue. In that circumstance, I don't know why you blow the whistle because there was no defender there to push or hit Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
He was ran out of bounds. Well, he wasn't, but he was running out of bounds to avoid the pressure. No one was close enough to get a hit on him out of bounds.
And he got rid of the ball.
And you blew the whistle halfway while the ball was in the air.
Yeah.
So
like it was about to be, it was going to get caught.
The sound of the whistle wasn't over before the ball was caught.
Yeah.
So I don't know why you blew the whistle there. That's one of those things you let the play out and then you review if he stepped out of bounds.
Yeah.
That's one of my things. So why didn't you just review it after? But also all the Raiders fans complaining about how that completely ruined the defense. The ball was already halfway there. It probably still would have been a touchdown anyway.
Yeah.
Everyone's mad because the whistle got blown, but really going back on it, that he still would have caught. Nothing would have changed whether the whistle was blown
exactly.
or not.
Here's the thing.
So,
Everyone's saying, I don't remember the defender's name who was covering. What was it? It was Tyler Boyd who caught it, I think.
Yeah, it was Boyd.
So I don't know who the DB's name is. I don't remember who it was. But everyone was saying that it's all, he gave up on the play because he heard the whistle. No. That ball was halfway to the receiver by the time the whistle blew, and that boy was nowhere near him in coverage.
No, he gave up on the play because he thought Burrow was going out.
If that whistle didn't blow, guess what? He was still going to sit there and not be anywhere close to making a play.
Yeah,
so,
I don't think it had any impact of it, but the NFL should have been.
The play without the whistle was still going to result in that touchdown.
Yeah.
But the rule is that the whistle blew, you're supposed to replay the down. Unfortunate that it played out that way because that's going to kind of overshadow the fact that the Bengals played well.
Yeah.
And it gives an excuse to people. And But it does bring up the question that we talk about a lot: is the accountability with referees in the NFL
Still messing up.
Here we are.
Into the
a
playoffs.
very clear mistake. This one wasn't open to interpretation. Everyone heard the whistle before the play was over.
Yes.
Everyone heard it. The ball is not even in the end zone yet when the whistle blows. So we all heard the whistle, and they're going to come out and go, "No, the whistle was blown after." Shut up. It's just one of those. At some point, swallow your pride. Acknowledge a mistake was made.
Yes.
Even if they didn't acknowledge it and just said this referee crew's done for the postseason, that's enough of an acknowledgement that they screwed up that game.
Exactly.
But to go out and say, "Hey, they blew the whistle after the play. They didn't mess that up."
Yeah, that's
what do you
stupid.
stand to gain in a very obvious lie?
Every other major sport doesn't care. They'll come out and be like, yes, the refs in the Warriors-Bulls game missed. That should have been out of bounds, not a three-pointer.
Yeah.
And they just say it right away. It's like, we're not going to go back and change the game. We know they messed up. We're not going to change the game.
Yeah.
No one wants the Bengals Raiders game to be
acknowledge
changed.
the mistakes
Yeah.
that are made. I've never been a huge fan of leagues just openly going, "Yup, they messed that up." And then it gives way for fans to be like, "See, the refs ruined the game and everything." But at the same time, that's part of the accountability that happens. If you're not willing to do that, and your whole thing is just to double down all the time, say they didn't make the wrong call, nothing's going to change. And notice how nothing changes. Refs still continue to mess up calls.
I looked it up in the NBA. If they make if the league comes out and makes a change where it's like this ref got that wrong, that officiating crew gets a strike, and then that ref gets a strike. So if ref gets 3 strikes in a season, he gets suspended for a certain amount of time. So then he has to come back.
That's a beautiful thing.
Where it's like, okay, it's like, we're not going to keep letting it happen, but it's like mistakes happen. Like,
you're
not going to be
to be
right
fair to
100%.
refs, they have to call the game in real time.
But I do want to say, I think NBA refs is full-time job.
Yeah, it is.
The NFL is the only, out of all the major sports, the NFL is the only one where it's not.
Yeah.
Which is beyond me. It's probably the most profitable sport in the U.S.
Also, it's the most important for refs because it's one and done.
Yeah.
That call could have changed the
Yeah,
game.
no,
for the Raiders,
it's not playoff series or anything like that.
Arguably, besides maybe basketball, but maybe at some time, at points in the game, football is one of the fastest, well, I guess hockey too, is some of the fastest moving sports. Like baseball, okay, if you're not a full-time, it's like the game moves a little bit slower. We can understand.
And part of the challenge for refs in the NFL is sometimes they're really far away from the play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, something that I like to see from referees is when they throw the flag, convene, and decide to pick it up. As long as you don't blow the whistle, right? There's plays where it's like, okay, you're going to throw the penalty flag so you can discuss what you saw.
Yeah.
And then you decide to pick it up. We see that sometimes. That's an example of refs doing their job and going, okay, no, that's not what happened, and reviewing it.
Yeah, or the hat throw, the classic hat throw. Throw the hat up in the air. Okay, that means that ref saw something that we're going to talk about. Literally, everyone can be like, no, you're stupid. That's wrong. And then, okay, yeah, but at least they made some kind of attempt to.
There's got to be more accountability because it sucks because it gives way for people to say that play chain impacted the outcome of the game.
Yeah.
And it very well could have, considering the fact that the Raiders got all the way down. I think they were inside the red zone when Derek Carr threw the interception, which he had to try and force a pass. It was 4th down. Like 4th and goal or something like that. You had to force a pass. Your choices were turnover or try and make something happen. So, you had to try something in that regards. But let's say that touchdown comes off and they have to the Bengals have to kick a field goal. Now, instead of being up by the 7 that they were up, they're only up by the 3. Raiders can kick a field goal, go to overtime.
Yeah.
That's the problem with that. That's the problem with what happened there is it left too much it's a major what if scenario.
Yeah.
Now, if the game went on to be like a 2-possession game, 10+ score game, we're not talking about it as much because the Raiders still wouldn't have had enough possessions.
Yeah. But
it's different. It's a 1-possession game. Touchdown versus field goal is a huge difference there.
I mean, but then you always get back into that too, where the Bengals are going to play more on top of the receivers. They're not just going to let them walk down the field because they know that they have to only give up a field goal rather than giving up a touchdown.
Yeah.
So that changes.
It does change. It changes a lot of things. But the fact that it was, a touchdown.
Yeah.
That's the big thing. Is this was a touchdown that by rule should have come off the board, and they should have replayed. Who knows? Maybe the Bengals still score a touchdown and it's nothing.
Yeah.
But because of how big of a what if scenario it brings up, it ruffles feathers. And it's once again the refs made a mistake. And this one is different from a bad penalty call, in my opinion, because it just was an unnecessary whistle.
Yeah.
There was no need for that. It's like when they blow the whistle when they think someone's down.
Yeah.
And then you find out the guy was never down by his knee, never touched. He was never down by contact. And so
or like
the play's dead.
Almost fumble where it's like, oh, but we blew the whistle. So now.
Yeah, it's stuff like that. Like it's worse than just a bad penalty call, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So.
Yep. Make NFL refs full time.
Hold them accountable.
Yep. Hold them
so
accountable.
Real quick though, should the play have been blown dead or just let it stand?
Technically, if you go by the rules, it should have been blown dead.
You should have.
I think you really have to stand by what.
I think we all agree the whistle didn't impact the outcome of that play.
I understand,
but
why they didn't take it back because it really didn't. But
it didn't impact it. But the rule is the rule.
Yeah.
And, you should have stuck to the rule book on that one. But I also think there was probably a guy in New York who said, "Nah, just it stands."
Yeah,
because that was a review. Like they reviewed it. And he was like, so someone told them to keep it on the board.
Yeah. So
it's bigger than just that referee crew in that regard.
Yeah.
Altogether, bad.
Bad.
Bad look for NFL referees. Bad look for that crew. And I actually like that crew. Jerome, how do you say it? Was it Jerome
Powell?
Boger?
I think it's Boger.
Boger?
Yeah, I want to say.
Yeah, him and his crew, I actually like them.
Yeah, but done for the season. Get out of here.
Yeah, done for the season. Tony Corrente, I hate his crew.
Games. Get out of here.
Yeah, you fucking bums. Get out of here.
Bums. You're gone.
So then we'll move on to the Bills.
McCorkle Jones, what happened, Bobby?
Dude, I don't know what that was, man.
I'll tell you, man, that was Bills Mafia just absolutely beating the crap out of the Patriots. That was all of the anger of the last 12 years just all manifested into a playoff game.
Yeah, it's like when you're the little brother and then
little
brother hits puberty
and now he's taller.
Yeah, like the older brother goes off to college for a little bit, little brother hits puberty,
He hits the gym, he just
starts
becomes
hitting
a total
the
gym rat for a while.
And then big brother comes back from college,
he's got that freshman 15 on him. He's partying a little bit too much. And then little brother's all cut and 6'3". He's like, dude, I'm here to beat the shit out of you. Yeah, dude. That's what that was.
Just absolutely destroyed him.
Josh Allen's that guy, man.
Molly Watts. He's the guy. And you know what? Good for the Bills, man. I like
good for Bills Mafia.
But I think after this, do you have to admit that Patriots are they're a little brother now. They're not big brother.
It all depends on the development of Mac Jones.
No. He's never going to be Josh Allen.
No, but if
he's not.
I'm not saying he's going to be Josh Allen, but if you develop him into a good quarterback, you could have a legitimate rivalry there instead.
No, Bills. It's Bills.
I'm just
dynasty over. That was officially dynasty over. It's
I don't
done.
think, dude. He's a run. I don't know. I'm not saying dynasty.
No,
over.
That defense though. They let up.
Oh yeah, no, Josh Allen. That offense absolutely picked him apart. It was beautiful. My point though is that the Patriots are still a good team.
They are, but the Bills are just that much better, man.
It's one game, Bob. They split the season series.
Yeah, but okay, you got to take account when the weather did have a huge factor. It's like win on the Patriots side.
Really? Because I thought they ran the ball 50 times and threw it 3 times. You would think that a defense would have an easy time stopping of the most one-dimensional offensive game plan since before the forward pass was invented.
Listen,
the
forward pass.
I'm speaking honestly.
No, yeah, I agree.
If I'm thinking about it, it should be that much easier to stop an offense when literally all they can do is run the ball.
Yeah.
There's no excuse for losing that for getting run.
What can the Bills never do?
Run the ball.
Run the ball. Yeah, I mean, I can't throw the. I can't even imagine how Josh Allen was throwing that ball.
I get the impact of the weather, but my point is the Patriots' offense was not slowed down at all.
Yeah,
and all they did was run the ball. So the Bills' defense should have, on paper, been able to say, "Hey, they're only going to run the ball.
Yeah.
Why don't we just sell out to stop the run?" It became pretty apparent Mac Jones wasn't going to throw in that game.
Yeah.
So but absolute blowout. I love to see it. I don't think that the Bills are just instantly yep, we have usurped the Patriots as the dominant team in this division. Maybe next year they will, but it's the first season where they've done that, really. Well, last year was a weird year for the Patriots.
Yeah,
so I don't really want to say anything. I don't want to hold last year over the Patriots.
To me, I've seen a lot of people be like, "Oh, this is clearly Belichick versus Brady debate is over." I feel like people that say that are just kind of not looking at the metrics of the game. Wait, if Tom Brady was a rookie this year with this offensive team, he would not have looked great. I'm not saying that Mac Jones is going to turn into Tom Brady, but in Tom Brady's first 5 years, he had much better weapons than Mac Jones has currently right now.
Yeah,
Mac Jones is still a rookie. Like
the development of Mac Jones is huge, because if you can develop a balanced team that's good, and you can like actually have a legitimate rivalry that kind of can go either team's way at any point during the season or year or whatever, that'll make for an interest. That rivalry becomes that much better. You know, do I want Bills Mafia to dominate that because of how long they stayed in the basement? Absolutely.
Yeah.
But I'm not ready after this one season in this one playoff game to go, yep, the Bills are big brother, Patriots are dunzo, because they had a good year with a rookie quarterback.
They did.
So,
but like I said,
give Mac Jones, Allen Robinson, maybe a decent running back. That's a better team right there. They're close to the like they still made it to the playoffs against the Bills. Almost beat them for the division.
Damian Harris is pretty good.
Yeah, but he was hurt for Saturday. So
they have good running backs. I will say
they have no receivers though.
Yeah, they need receivers.
A-Rod.
Like, let's give credit to Mac Jones for having not many passing options.
True. I
And
mean,
still having a good year.
Hunter Henry and Johnny Smith were your only
Kobe Myers was there.
In their tight ends, man.
Yeah, that's about it. But I will say, after this game, it's feeling like the Bills are the Bucks of last year.
Are they the team of destiny?
No,
I picked them to win.
You did pick them to win. You've been saying the Bills are the best team in football all season, Nick.
Yeah,
so.
you have been high. But I just feel like they're heating up at the perfectly right time.
Oh yeah, they're hitting their stride. Absolutely.
They still don't have a running back though.
I mean,
Josh Allen is still a running back.
Oh yeah, but and now at this point it's playoff time. They're gonna let Josh Allen run that ball.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
dude, could you imagine if they had a running game with Josh Allen and the Stephon Diggs offense?
It would be insane.
Like, Josh Allen's the leading rusher for that team.
Oh yeah,
like he's
the running game
absolute savage, man.
Garbage.
That dude is
he's a tank.
Tough.
He's a tank of a man.
Yeah, he's a tank.
They
man.
literally could have scored at every single drive if they didn't kneel it out at the end.
Yeah, the first ever perfect offensive game.
Yeah,
because no one's going to count the kneel downs.
Yeah,
victory formation. I could be like, yep.
That's a win. That's a win. That's a touchdown in my book.
What a failed drive. They kneeled it down to end the game.
Yeah. Fake knee bomb. Stephon Diggs. Nope. Gotta stay perfect.
Yeah.
All right. But they gotta go up against the Chiefs next week.
Yeah, no problem.
I think they got it.
The Chiefs scored like no points against the Steelers.
For a little bit. They did eventually.
But
But
eventually. Except for the first half.
All right.
Yeah, the first half was
don't worry.
Donkey.
We'll dive into that game. We're going Bucks Eagles now. Eagles did not look good. I will admit that. I think
my boy Jalen Hurts.
Me and Nick picked with our hearts on this one.
You guys thought.
I always said I wanted the Bills versus the Eagles. That's what I wanted.
You picked with your hearts on that one, guys.
I always am going to.
Still give credit to Nick Sirianni. Okay. Amazing season.
I think it was a surprising year for the Eagles. You got to feel like you're excited. I do think this playoff game raised some questions though about Jalen Hurts. It highlighted a lot of his weaknesses.
Yes.
Which are he doesn't have the strongest arm.
No.
Like
that interception he threw. The guy was wide open in the back corner of the end zone. He threw it 5 yards short.
Noodle arm, bro.
And it was an interception.
I'm not saying I could throw a ball further than Jalen Hurts. I'm just saying he doesn't throw it very hard. Yeah. And it doesn't have a lot of velocity on it. Like you saw he threw what, 2 interceptions?
Yeah.
2 interceptions, both of them. Well, one of them was just horrible. The one to, I think it was Devontae Smith in the corner of the end zone.
Yeah.
Just a weak throw.
Yeah.
Devontae, there was a window there.
Yeah.
Just not enough zip on the ball. Turns into an interception. I think, who was it? Antoine Winfield caught that one?
Yeah, he did.
I think so.
Yeah. But they have 3 first-round draft picks. I think clearly you just need to work on Hurts. I think you just need to develop him.
You need to develop Hurts. Yeah. Maybe you can never go wrong addressing the O-line.
And Jalen Reagor, get him off of the team. Literally dragged.
Oh, that muffed punt was horrible.
Dude, he is literally the
Oh
worst.
my gosh. He didn't fair catch that, right?
No, he did not.
He just muffed it.
He slightly went to put his arm up and was like, nah, I'm just going to catch this. And then
He didn't fair catch it. And then not only that, he didn't get under the ball and tried to finger catch it.
Yeah. Literally awful.
Justin Jefferson was picked after him,
Yeah, true.
for Eagles fans
who
out
else,
there.
Who else was picked after him? CeeDee Lamb, right?
A few guys.
A
Yeah.
lot of people.
Literally everyone after him
Should have been before him.
You have to watch the Vikings GM when they're talking about who they're going to pick in the draft. Like they had like the behind the scenes draft pick, and they're like, there's no way that like we're going to get him. And like no one else started talking about. All of a sudden, it goes, Philadelphia Eagles have selected Jalen Reagor, and the GM for the Vikings just starts dying laughing. He's like, yeah, pick him, and they pick Justin Jefferson.
Yeah, I think I saw that. Maybe not the whole thing, but I remember seeing like a preview for something like that. Yeah, he's no good.
It's like
Devontae Smith needs to bulk up a little bit, but he's gonna be good.
yeah, dude. If you get
But the thing is, Jalen Hurts needs to be able to throw the ball.
yeah,
His 600 plus rushing yards on the season's cool, and his like 8 rushing touchdowns cool. and
way
all.
more than that.
I don't remember. I don't know his numbers exactly.
that's what his numbers were when Bobby guessed
Yeah,
it.
I was like,
I'm going off.
I
of
was
that.
like halfway through the season.
Yeah, so I mean, his running ability is cool and all, but it's still a passing league. And if there's one thing the NFL figures out real quick, it's how to stop running quarterbacks. Lamar Jackson had to adjust to become a better passer to have success.
Yeah.
And it's worked well for him. You need if you want to succeed with Jalen Hurts as your quarterback, you need to develop his passing ability.
Yeah.
He's smart. We've seen it in his interviews and his breakdowns and everything. Like he knows football. Work on his arm a little bit, kind of work on his mental clock and everything. I think he still suffers from having that need to make the miracle play.
Yeah.
He needs to he tries to force passes sometimes. And if there's one thing you can't do, you can't force passes in the NFL, and you certainly can't do it with a weak arm.
Yeah.
So he's got to work on his pocket passing ability.
Right-handed Michael Vick.
Cough, cough. Baker Mayfield.
No, I think he's more agile than Baker Mayfield.
Yeah.
No, I was saying like forcing passes, not having a strong.
Baker Mayfield was injured. All right, I'm gonna leave it at that.
His labrum.
He wasn't healthy this
It's
year.
a whole conspiracy theory. Kevin Stefanski wanted him out, made him play hurt, made him look like absolute dog shit.
Well, the
so he
whole
could get a new
thing is
quarterback.
that Baker doesn't like Stefanski's play calling. Like that's all the rumors flying. I don't know, man. I'm not going to make excuses for Baker, but he was very obviously hurt all season.
Yes, he was. And
So, is that the reason he had a bad year? It contributes to it,
Yeah.
but it's not the reason.
again, why would you ever have 10 consecutive passes when you have Nick Chubb? I don't
And
understand.
Kareem Hunt and whatever that guy's name is, I can't think of.
Dearness Johnson.
Yeah, Ernest.
I don't know. Whatever. But it's looking like a dumpster fire in Cleveland. And
I don't know about dump. It depends. If you
No.
get Ba-
You can't call it a dumpster fire. We've seen Houston. We've seen Jacksonville.
I don't know, man.
If anything, it's a small
all
garbage
these
fire.
rumors floating around. Your quarterback ain't getting along with your play caller.
Yeah, but it's still it's a garbage fire now.
Yeah, garbage.
Yeah,
fire.
but we don't know the truth to those rumors.
We'll find out.
Once those rumors come out to be true, then dumpster fire.
We'll
but right
find
now,
Yeah,
it's a small garbage fire.
we'll find out. But Eagles get knocked out. Brady
I mean,
looked
the
good.
Bucks are so good,
Yeah,
even
they
without Chris Godwin, Antonio
just
Brown.
good.
They're just still.
Yeah,
the Bucks
they-
are such
They
a
still
good,
got Mike Evans.
such a complete team.
But Tom Brady
The-
just knows how to win.
and
the
Scotty.
What?
Scotty Miller.
Scotty
Oh
Miller.
yeah. The
Scotty.
Eagles really
Scotty.
didn't have much of a chance in this one.
Oh no.
But the game, like I said, it highlighted a lot of the weaknesses in Jalen Hurts. But they're things you can fix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was nothing
He
where
could
you're
still,
like,
he's
nope,
a
it's
second-year
over.
quarterback. You could still develop him. You got to imagine he's going to continue to improve, especially now he's going to go into year 2 with Nick Sirianni.
Yeah.
Um,
And you got 3 first-round draft
three
picks. They're
first-round
gonna be a
picks.
good
You
team,
can go
man.
and get some wet. You can
Yeah.
go and get
Aiden Hutchinson.
No, why?
Lost.
I mean, they do need edge, but I will say my pick for them, Drake London out of USC. That's who I like, wide receiver. That's who
I feel
they
like with
need
having
to
3 first-round picks, you can piece together.
Bro,
like,
you can get a whole receiving core with.
get. Well, I mean, they need cornerback.
Yeah.
They need cornerback, linebacker, wide receiver. That's just 3
and
needs for
O-line
me.
help if they can.
No, they have a great O line.
Yeah, they have a solid old line. I was just saying you can never go wrong with.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's like if you have 3 first-round picks, there's never like a,
Yeah, but
Listen,
that's like
they
the
got
three.
all kinds of options and possibilities that they can go down. The Bucks, on the other hand, once again, look really good.
I hate them.
I hate it too. Here's the thing: now that Brady's out of New England, I don't really hate the guy.
No, I still don't hate Brady. I like Brady more out of New England. I do not like teams that are constantly there.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm rooting for the Chiefs to lose. I picked them to beat the Steelers, but I would have loved to see them lose. I want the Packers to still lose. I don't want to see the Bucks win.
I mean, I agree with you. I picked them to win the Super Bowl, but if they lose, not complaining.
Not complaining.
Yeah.
They won't. The Packers won't win the Super Bowl. They're not even beating the 49ers.
They have to play a championship game.
You're calling 49ers beat them?
Yep.
I don't know about that, man.
49ers.
I
got the score and everything.
The only problem
what's the
is
score? Let's
Jimmy
get it.
G's shoulder.
23-17.
23-17.
Close game.
23-17. They're gonna ice the game with Deebo Samuel.
Wasn't that the score of the Cowboys game? 23-17.
Yeah.
No, 23-16.
No, I think it was 17.
Yeah, it was.
It was 17 because it was a
23-17.
6-point game.
Yeah.
23-17 or 24-17.
What are the odds of that happening again?
I don't know. But
1 in 87.
It could.
It's a 1 in a million chance.
I'll tell you.
Green Bay's taking
It's not an unrealistic score, but I think the 49ers are going to beat the Packers. But we'll get into all that a little bit.
Sure.
The Bucks just look good.
Yeah, they
Brady
look good.
looks good. What
Look
else?
complete.
What else can we say that no one knows? I mean,
And-
it's pretty apparent. The Bucks are still good. Not as good as the Rams, but they're still good.
We're still good. Oh, so you're okay. We'll get into that.
I'm just.
Know who's
And then-
trash? Cowboys.
Dude, they're the Cowboys, man. Like,
Remember what did I say? What did I say last week?
biggest pretender.
Biggest-
Yeah, we
pretender.
agreed with you.
Yeah, we 100% all agreed.
Biggest
that-
pretender. Still have yet to beat a team with 10 or more.
Yeah,
wins.
they have. They beat the Patriots.
When did they play the Patriots?
Like week 9.
They did?
Yep. I made that comment to a coworker at work, and he was like, "No, that's not true." So we
Well, the
looked up this-
Patriots didn't have 10 wins at the time.
Yeah, but
At the time, Nick. They had to have at
if
the
they
time.
beat the first 9 weeks of the season, none of those guys are going to have 10 wins.
Yeah.
Okay,
They
so
beat the
still,
Patriots.
still had less wins against teams with 10 wins
Yeah.
than the Lions.
Correct. That is still correct.
Ultimate pretender. Here, throw that stat at your dumbass coworker, who's smarter than us for that.
Okay, he was surprised too, but he
Yeah.
was like, "There's no way that's
yeah,
true," and then we
yeah.
looked it up.
Throw that one at him, though.
But yeah,
the
the-
Lions had more wins.
CeeDee Lamb, Amari Cooper, Dalton Schultz, Ezekiel Elliott, Tony Pollard, Dak Prescott, and he still freaking lost in the first round.
Yeah, I don't
I've never seen so many defensive holding penalties, but they were all penalties.
Yeah.
Like they were all the definition of defensive. These guys are tackling linemen.
Well, yeah, and I didn't even name any defensive players. Their defense is pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, if you take
Leighton,
them off,
I only know Leighton Van Der Esch.
You
and
have
Von
Rooks.
Diggs.
The defensive rookie of the year.
Micah Parsons.
Parsons,
I don't know why I was going to say Kaiser, but
Deshaun Kaiser.
Sean Kaiser.
dude, they have a stacked defense. I mean, other than the cornerbacks.
Bad performance. Classic
Classic Mike McCarthy.
Classic Cowboys bungle. Loved it. Loved every second of it.
I like how Jerry Jones is like, we've been having problems in the playoffs. Why don't we go get a Packers head coach who also has problems in the playoffs? Like, come on. Like, where does that make
it's
sense?
brilliant.
Jerry Jones straight up blamed the coaching. He said, we have the talent. The coaching wasn't there.
Well, that play call was horrible.
Yeah, it was.
Listen, Dak Prescott, you needed to get down earlier, all right? I'll admit he takes fault for that. You need to know, you need to understand the situation there. Like, you have no timeouts.
Yeah.
Ballsy ass move, like ballsy as hell. And if he goes down after 10 yards instead of like the 15 he scrambles for, they probably get the spike off in time. But that extra like 5 yards was that much more time that the ref needed to get down the field. Less time on the clock, obviously. It was hilarious.
It was.
It was too funny because it just was stupid.
It was so Dallas.
It was so Dallas.
No, that's so Mike McCarthy having terrible time management.
Well, that's still just a Dallas thing, man. They
Yeah.
find ways. Dallas isn't as good. They are who we thought they were.
They are who they thought.
They are who we thought they were. And Dak Prescott,
And San Fran is looking real good.
yeah. How about Dak's comments though about people saying they're throwing stuff at the fans?
Wait, what?
Or
I
the
thought
fans
they were
throwing stuff at the refs.
players.
Oh.
So the players were throwing, or the fan. Let me reset real quick.
Yeah.
The fans were throwing stuff at my head, man. The fans were throwing stuff at the players. At least it looked like it. And then Dak was asked about it, and he was all pressed and upset about it in his press conference, rightfully so, right? And then someone's like, well, they were actually trying to they're aiming for the referees. And he goes, oh, well, credit to them then. And like changed his tone and like approved of and essentially encouraged that attitude in those actions.
Yeah, I mean,
Have fun with the fine, Dak. Have fun with people dragging you for that. That you're gonna get dragged for that for a little bit.
I mean, you really can't come at him. He just lost the playoff game. Obviously pissed off. Can't make those comments. So.
Listen, you can be pissed off.
Yeah, it's not the ref's fault that you ran for an extra 5 yards and your coach made you
I
run
mean,
out of
at the end of the day, the Cowboys were the ones who made the mistake.
Yeah.
You know, the judge has to he has to mark the ball.
Yeah.
Like that's a rule. Should it be a rule? Yeah, probably, because if you just let the players mark it, they'll just move. They're like, I was down all the way up here. So that rule makes sense. And it didn't really matter where he marked it because the point was there was no time left by the time he got to it.
Yeah.
And you didn't get out of his way. You stopped him from getting to the ball. And people are going, well, the refs made it about themselves again. No, that was just a rule that you screwed up.
Yeah.
You know, this wasn't the Bengals game where the refs made the mistake. Your team didn't understand the situation, didn't understand the rules, and you got burned for it. And then you get burned for it, and you encourage everyone to be pissed at the refs for your mistake.
Yeah.
That's the problem. You can be pissed off. And, you know, I've always been saying that you should be allowed to criticize the refs, but to encourage violence towards them is a little different.
Yeah.
But
I understand the emotion. He's pissed.
Yeah.
You can't encourage people to like throw stuff at other people.
I always think throwing stuff on the field is always so stupid.
either way,
Unless it's a
90%
dildo at the one.
the
yeah,
Bills
that's
game.
funny.
Yeah,
but
that's-
90%
That's
of people,
completely different. That's completely different.
and that person's probably close enough. 90% of people who throw things usually don't make it onto the field, and they hit a fan in the back of the head. Like that's that 90% of the time that's happening.
All the way from the nosebleeds. Fuck you.
Yeah, and you're not-
Hits
it's
a guy
yeah,
like
I
10
did
rows down. What the? Yeah.
like an empty beer can. Like
So-
that's not going more than 5 feet in front of you. You're
Yeah,
only
if
going
it
to
doesn't have some weight to it,
So whoever's
you better have an absolute cannon arm.
So
to get-
whoever's throwing dildos out there is very ballsy because if you hit someone in the back of the head with a dildo, I think they're going to be pretty pissed.
just suction.
Honestly, if I was like in the stands and I got hit by a dildo, I think I'd laugh.
I'd be
I'd
so pissed.
I would
pick
be
it up and be
upset,
like,
and then but I would find it hilarious.
Yeah.
Something about the dildos.
no,
man.
if you knock
It's
a,
funny.
if you knock a
Bills
$30 beer out of my hand,
That's
I'll be
different.
pissed.
Yeah,
I'll be pissed.
If you knock the beer that I just drained my checking account to buy, that's completely different. That nice 12-ounce cup that you paid an arm and a leg for.
yeah.
Yeah, San Francisco played well, deserved the win.
They're gonna beat the Packers too.
I don't know about that.
Their success for the rest of this playoff hinges on Jimmy G's health.
Yes.
I don't trust Trey Lance in the playoffs, as I've never really trusted.
Trey Lance. I don't trust Trey Lance as far as I can throw the guy. All
You
right?
can't even throw him.
I can't.
6 feet.
I might be able to pick him up and go. "Nyeh." So,
I don't even know if you can do that, to be honest.
how much does he think he weighs? Nick, how much do you weigh?
How much? I weigh 195.
Yeah,
All right,
dude.
come here real quick. We're gonna do this on camera.
No, we're not going to
We're
do
gonna do
this.
this on camera.
Let's see it.
We're doing it on camera.
I'm going to say Trey Lance is about 220, 230.
He's got to be 220, 230. All right, if I can just. Oh, he grabbed low. Ugh. I could do that.
I don't know about that. Maybe.
That's what I said I would do.
But he's got at least about 30 pounds on him.
Yeah, Trey Lance is probably dense.
Yeah. All right, let's take
My point is that I could probably lift him off the ground and twist my body and move.
Oh yeah, I think
For the folks who are listening and not watching the video, I picked up Nick and was able to move him like what? What'd you call that? Like a foot?
yeah, 1.5 feet.
About a foot and a half.
I mean, my legs are longer, so I can get a little bit more step out sideways. But
Yeah, it's all good. Okay, so the points was that I don't trust Trey Lance.
Wait, hold on.
Yeah.
We're getting his weight.
Okay, we'll get his weight. Wow,
325. Wow, that's right on the dot.
That's a.
So about 35 more pounds.
I think I could handle 34. I feel Nick. You know, I can't tell how high your legs got off the ground, but I feel like I picked you up pretty easy.
I was up there.
Yeah. See, okay, we're good.
All right.
You know, it's all that powerlifting I do.
Either way, I don't think they're going to lose the Packers, but
You don't think they're going to lose to the Packers?
win against the Packers.
George Kittle's going to take over. You watch. Absolute.
He's going to throw more passing touchdowns.
No,
than Travis Kelce
absolute
last
animal.
week.
George Kittle is just. He's a beast of a human.
Smashed
Elijah
the
Mitchell.
first touchdown score.
Debo Samuel. Going to be a good game. 49ers are going to pull it off. It's going to be like the 2019 NFC Championship game all over again.
Very true.
I just would love to see the Packers lose.
Oh,
I would too.
I can eat it up.
All right, then we'll move into the Steelers game.
I don't really think we need to talk about this much.
This went exactly as all of us except Bobby expected, and I think a part of Bobby expected.
I did expect this, but
Big
I
Ben's
figured,
80, and like you expected him to beat the Chiefs.
Big
why
Ben.
Why are you coming out there? He even was real. He said, we really have no chance, so we're just gonna go out there. We're gonna play. We're gonna have fun. I appreciate that. Yeah, see,
Yeah, I appreciate it, but I also am not surprised when they lose because Big Ben can't throw the ball 7 yards downfield.
Okay, who would have ever thought that the Colts lose to the Jaguars and then
Me. I thought that.
when there is literally so close of a chance of being a tie, and then they sneak into the playoffs, team of destiny.
Because Jonathan
Who
Taylor
would
couldn't
have
carry
thought?
him.
Who would have thought what? That they were going to not be the team of destiny? Because that would be me and Nick.
You would thought I called it team of destiny, but
Yeah,
you know what?
listen,
Big
would
Ben-
it have been a cool story and everyone out there wanted to see it happen? Yes. Was it ever going to happen? No.
If they could have used Big Ben's stunt double, who could actually throw the ball,
Mason Rudolph could have got more done for them in that game.
I agree with it.
Dwayne Haskins.
Big Ben had to get Dwayne Money Haskins, maybe, but
Big Ben can't throw. He
Big
is
Ben did not
horribly
have a
immobile.
bad- All right, why are you coming at him? It's his last game. Celebrate him. He had 18 great years with the Steelers. Never had a losing season.
He had one great year at a bar somewhere in Pittsburgh.
All right, geez, why you gotta come at the man?
Listen, man.
Why you gotta
Listen,
come at
I'm
the
gonna.
guy?
I don't like Big Ben.
An average QB in that first half, Pittsburgh would have went into halftime with the lead. But Big Ben is trash this year. He is not trash overall, but he is trash.
Let
this
him
year.
go out on top. Let
He's
him go
not
out on top.
on top.
Let
of
him go
what?
out on top. All you need to do,
Dude,
all
you
you
set
need
me
to
up
do
for such a good one,
was-
and I chose not to take it.
Yeah,
I chose not to
not
take
take
it.
it.
He needed to throw the ball more than 8 yards down the field in the first half, and he would have been in the lead.
No, that was perhaps the worst he's looked this year. Was that game? That first half was horrible.
Yeah, if he would have played like he did
Absolutely
against the
horrible.
Bears did on that Monday night game,
He's,
they probably would have won.
I give credit to Ben Roethlisberger for his career and everything. There's no doubting that at one point he was one of the top quarterbacks in football. You know,
he came back after
his
crashing
style of
motorcycle.
quarterback is going to go away. Like he's probably the last of like the awkwardly chunky guys playing quarterback.
Yeah.
who were just tanks.
Yeah,
Like,
you're not going to see
like-
that anymore.
it's like a
and honestly, he's really like the only one.
Yeah, he really is. Honestly.
There's tall quarterbacks, but are there the guys who look like they are offensive linemen throwing the ball? No.
Josh Allen is the fit version of Ben Roethlisberger.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
The fast and athletic version. But Ben Roethlisberger in his prime was sneaky athletic, just
Yeah.
not like cool athletic.
Yeah,
Like, he used
was.
to get just absolutely obliterated by defensive linemen. He would just stand up and be like, nah,
Yeah,
fuck
Ben
it.
Roethlisberger's like that chubby dude on the basketball court who's got like really good ball skills.
Hey,
He can hit threes.
He had some wheels on him.
He never had wheels.
He had some wheels on him.
Training wheels, maybe.
But
He
either way,
unhitched the wagon
He was
a couple
mobile.
times.
Either way-
He was more mobile than Peyton Manning.
either way,
How's that?
I will say TJ Watt pick 6.
Scoop and score, you mean?
Yeah, scoop and score. Yeah.
Close.
Close enough. Yeah, you feel like the Steelers have a chance, and then after that,
I will admit,
Okay.
when that happened, I was like, okay, if the Chiefs are going to continue to struggle, this could be the game-changing play right there.
Yeah.
Literally watching
And then
the game,
and then the Chiefs were like, oh, wait a second, guys, we're the Chiefs, and it was over.
watching
Okay.
that game made me think of Chicago Bears like 2016 through like till now. The defense was great, but you can't just constantly stop a more high-power offense. Like eventually, your defense is going to break, and then you're going to be out there play after play after play.
true.
The second half, Pittsburgh went through way too many quick offensive possessions, and TJ Watt is like, I just played my ass off for 6 minutes. I got to rest for 45 seconds, and I'm freaking back out here.
And you MFers punted. It was a bad game for the Steelers.
Hype scored more
The
points.
game went exactly as we all expected.
Except for Bobby.
Hats off to you, Big Ben, on the career. Would have been cooler to go out with a bigger bang than that. But sometimes you don't go out with a bang. You go out with like a soft little
Whimper. And now we got to see Jackson Mahomes for another week.
And then we got to see Jackson Mahomes for another week.
Yes, we
But he had a good career, so we'll give him that. I will
good career.
give him that. And then
Golf clap.
we could talk about the true contender in the NFC now, which is the Rams.
Not the Cardinals. Because
Not the Cardinals.
They
Cliff Kingsbury.
Talk about
Can
the
I say
Cowboys.
it? Can I say it?
Yeah, say
Go
it.
ahead.
Bum.
Bona fide scrub.
He's a bona fide scrub. No, he's
That looks
this is okay. You know what? Here's my hot take for 2022 now. All right. Bet this will be the best year Arizona has with Cliff Kingsbury.
2022.
No, like this season that just happened
Oh,
is the
okay.
best they're gonna get out of Cliff Kingsbury.
No, I think they'll be able to repeat what they did this year in the regular season, and they probably won't get matched up against the Rams, so they might win a playoff game.
No. No, it's not going to happen.
True.
In all honesty, they have so much talent, it probably will happen.
Yeah, that's what I'm
I just
saying.
don't think Cliff Kingsbury's very good. I've made that very clear all season long. And you know what? I enjoyed seeing him just look confused and absolutely like shell shocked out there in that game. Like every time they showed him, he just had that look of like, what is going on? I loved it because I don't think he's good.
Matthew Stafford, first playoff win. So proud.
We'll clap it up for Matt.
First
Stafford.
time out of Detroit, first playoff win.
He was
I'd love to see
leading
it.
the NFL in most touchdowns by a quarterback without a playoff win, and he was like 80 ahead of him.
He's
guy. You know
Matt
who's in the lead now? You know who's in the lead now?
Who?
Active quarterback? Andrew Dalton.
Hey, Bears great.
Yeah.
Bears great. Andy Dalton retires number. No,
Retire his number.
good for Matt Stafford.
Yes.
I honestly feel like his time in Detroit may be what costs him his chance at the Hall of Fame. I think he still has a case. However, not if he wins a Super Bowl, all bets are off at that point.
Yeah.
But he was on track to be like a Dan Marino level kind of career in terms of like absolute stud quarterback who just was never on the team that could get it done.
Yeah.
But maybe now.
The only big plus he has from being on the Lions is he played against three of the best defenses in any division that you could ever say. Because the Vikings had a really good defense when he first started. So did the Bears. So did the Packers.
Yeah, true. He played against some prime defenses for a while.
He did.
He's a good.
And now you're
quarterback.
playing in the best division in football.
Yeah.
Well, at least once Russell Wilson leaves.
But he did what he had to do, and that was not turn the ball over, and he did that.
And you know who helped a lot? Cam Akers.
Haymakers.
Guys, they won the division without Cam Akers. I was
but
right.
They had
So,
Cam Akers undefeated season. Easily.
Did you see what he did to Buda Baker?
Okay.
Did you see what he did to Buda Baker?
Whoa.
Put him in a body bag.
Prayers up, Buddha.
I know.
He's okay. He's got
No,
a
my
feeling in his
point
extremities.
was, can we just go back to that here real quick?
Which I honestly,
What
30 weeks
did
ago.
I say? What did I say? I said they'd win the division, didn't I?
You said the Rams are going to be the greatest team of all time,
No.
regardless of Cam.
I said
Akers.
they were going to win their division. Bobby said they're fighting for third place. I don't remember what you said, Nick.
I said they were going to be second, but a close third. was what I
Okay,
think.
we'll find the Google Doc.
well,
and
they
have-
were a close third.
Well, they won.
They won the division.
They were.
What do you mean they were?
It was a close,
third?
tight race. So 1, 2, and 3.
What was
Yeah.
their record?
12 and
12 and
5?
Yeah, 5.
12-5.
Let's look this up.
Who's number 3 in the division? 49ers were 10-7.
Yeah.
2 games. That'd be 2 games.
They won the division though.
And you know what the Cardinals were 11-6.
No, Bobby, don't try grasping at something.
No, I was saying if the Rams finished
Yeah,
with
look
the
at
49ers.
that. It's all they're all within 2 games.
Yeah, but they still won. I was
they
saying
won
like
the
a
division,
close third is like the 49ers were a close third because they were only 2 games away from being first. But the Rams still won the division.
The point was that they won the division.
I
said
admitted I
they
was
were gonna
wrong.
do it.
I admitted I was wrong week 5
Thank
with
you.
that.
Thank you.
I agreed with you. I was
Bobby
like,
won't admit this one.
Either way, I have to say they played way better with Cam Akers. So
Yes,
It's been one
boom,
game.
boom,
No,
boom.
that's not the point. That's not the point. The point is that without him, they still won the division.
Yeah, because Cooper Kupp's an animal.
Yeah, cool. Yeah.
You guys are.
He carried the weight of Cam Akers.
And yeah.
And now that Cam Akers is back, look what happened to Cooper Kupp. No
The
touchdowns.
point-
No touchdowns. No
and-
touchdowns.
The point
I wanna-
was that they were going to win the division without Cam Akers, which they did.
but it was close.
But Odell, they have Odell.
Yeah, they have
If they didn't
Odell.
have Odell, they would not have won the division. They need Cam Akers. Without Cam Akers, they're definitely a fourth place team in the division.
Yeah, exactly.
I know you're doing this to aggravate me.
I know. Yes, I am. I know
What's
what I'm doing.
aggravating me more is Bobby doubling down that they were close to getting third. They
also-
won the division. The point is that they won the
Russell
division.
Wilson doesn't.
Russell Wilson.
Russell Wilson doesn't break his finger, change the whole landscape.
doesn't change
Yeah.
anything.
Chris Carson not getting hit hurt. First place, easy. Seahawks.
No,
12 man.
No.
Seattle.
It don't-
Seattle.
it
Let's
don't
go.
change anything, boys.
Exactly.
Sorry, Nick. I appreciate that you at least admitted you were wrong.
Yeah.
Bobby, I can't believe that you're still gonna try and fight.
I had no clue that Darrell Henderson was going to be as good as he was.
He was pretty
I'll
good.
be honest.
And they got
Hey.
Sony Michel, and Sony Michel wasn't too bad.
Darrell Henderson was one of the names I mentioned.
Yeah, it was. I didn't know who he was back
Not-
then. I mean, I knew who he
Neither
was.
did I, but I just said he's probably going to be able to pick up the slack.
Well, all I'm saying is I got a lot of heat for saying how good Cooper Kupp was, and look at him, triple crown.
Who gave you heat for saying Cooper Kupp was good?
Dude, I got a lot of backlash.
What do you mean? I agreed with you.
Who?
Look at the comments, man. Look at the comments.
What?
What are you talking about?
Look at-
What?
On the video. Look at the comments on the
Oh,
video.
okay.
Yeah.
We'll go back. We'll review the footage another
Yeah.
time. I was really confused there. My point is, Cam Akers, they won the division without him. Glad to have him back, obviously, but they were still able to win the division without him. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. How about those Cardinals, though? 11 points. Solid.
Yeah, that was like
Cliff Kingsbury, offensive genius.
You know who's a scrub? Kyler Murray.
no?
He's
Bad.
4'7" out there. What do you expect?
Absolutely bad game all around.
it was.
Um,
And you don't have D Hop.
Bad game.
Bad
Bad game. Not much else to say about that one.
All right. So
Bobby's bets.
Bobby's bets. We'll go
Division
ahead.
is coming up, so let's talk about the divisional round coming
divisional
up here.
round.
How many games? How many games do we have? Four.
We have
Four.
4 games.
4 games coming up. What do we got? We got the Rams and the Bucks. We got the 49ers.
All right,
Packers.
you're getting
What
way
you, whoa,
ahead
whoa,
of
whoa, whoa,
yourself,
whoa,
man.
what are
What
you
you
doing?
doing?
What are you doing?
Bengals Titans, man. First one up.
Yeah, I wanted to say all the matchups.
All right, go ahead. Say it.
What?
Bengals versus Titans.
Bengals, Titans.
49ers, Packers, Rams, Bucks, and Bills, Chiefs.
Yeah. Titans, Bengals Saturday. 49ers, Packers Saturday. And then Sunday is the Rams, Bucks, and then Sunday night is the Chiefs, Bills.
Yes.
Hopefully this playoff week
It better
round
be.
proves to be a little bit more entertaining for all the games.
I will stop watching football until the Super Bowl, if it is.
If it's just blowouts, I'm going to be kind of bummed.
I'll skip the championship game. I don't care.
I don't think it's gonna be blowouts. This
will be a good
lot
week.
of good matchups.
So,
honestly, probably
Let's start over there in the Music City with the Tennessee Titans hosting the Bengals. Bengals coming off their first playoff win in 31 years, right, Bobby? That's the number 31.
yes.
In 31 years,
1991.
Joe Burrow, Cool Joe, Joe Burr, Joe Shiesty, whatever you want to call him. Does he go in and pull off the upset?
Yes.
I'm gonna
yes?
say yes.
I'm
gonna
saying
go
no.
yes.
I'm saying
I'm
yes just
saying
because
here's the thing. I wanted this to be the AFC Championship game. Obviously, the road through the playoffs went a little differently in the bracket, so it isn't.
True.
But I'm going with the Titans on this one because I got the Titans winning it all.
if this is the championship game, I would pick the Titans because it would give Derrick Henry a week. I would see what he's going to do. But
Rust.
I have no idea what's going to happen with him.
Rust. I'm going. Rust is a factor in this game. Haven't played, and
I'm not even going with Rust. I think they're going to. I think if they just didn't play him at all, they'd have a better chance to win. But I feel like they're going to try to rely on him too much, too early.
I think they're going to balance it out pretty well, and they're going to have a good game. This, to me, is going to be the second most exciting game of the divisional
agree.
round.
I agree with that. But me.
But
and
I'm
Nick
going
will
with the
take-
Titans. I was 6 for 6 last week. I'm going to try and ride that hot hand. Titans, guys, if you know what you're doing, go all in on the Titans.
Okay.
All right.
49.
Is that your moral lock of the week? Is that
I picked the Titans to win the Super Bowl. So, I
so?
mean,
Are you saying this is your moral lock of the week?
sure.
Yes or no?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, it's
okay.
my
All
moral
right,
lock.
it's on the hot seat.
I'm not on any hot seat.
All right,
I
smash
said
it.
it. Sure, yeah. If you want me to give a mortal lock, sure. But yeah, Titans.
All right, Titans your moral lock. All right. Well,
I'm just saying, like, I'm going to go for 4 for 4 this week.
you're feeling very confident.
Wow. Wow.
In my confidence pool, I went 6 for 6. But yeah,
Good for you, and you didn't hear. You went 2 for.
I know, dude. I picked a lot of high numbers.
You went 2-4.
I picked a lot of high numbers at first to like bet on it, and then I changed it and put a couple low numbers.
Well,
in there.
let's go to that Saturday
Instant
night
regret.
game. Got the Packers hosting the 49ers.
Yeah,
We already know who you're picking. You already said.
Yeah, no, 49ers, man. George Kittle, I think, is going to dominate this game. He's just an absolute animal. Deebo Samuel had a great game against the Cowboys.
Who gave this man such a big fucking head? All right, who gave this man?
Last week, we went 6 for 6.
I went 6 for 6, Bobby. What are you
He gave
talking about?
himself a big head.
No, I just think that the 49ers are going to be able to compete with the physicality of the Packers. I still believe, and this is going to get me some flack, I still think George Kittle's the best tight end in football.
Fair enough. I mean,
People will say Kelsey. I still think it's George Kittle.
Kelsey threw a touchdown last week.
Good for him.
Did George Kittle do that? No, he didn't. I still agree with you, but
Yeah.
but I'm also picking 49ers.
49ers.
But for a different reason. One, I think Aaron Rodgers has a lot of problems with when he played the Lions. I feel like mentally he's having problems.
Yeah, mentally, man. He's got what's her name? Shailene Woodley or something?
yeah, Shannon Woodley.
Yeah, he's
I
having
haven't said anything about that.
he's having some relationship
well,
problems.
no, his
maybe.
whole
I don't
thing,
know.
his whole thing was
She's on
I
that
want
whole
to.
like natural body oils thing where she doesn't shower. She showers like once a month or something.
Why do you know so much about this?
It's like one of the most documented things about her.
Oh,
Bears fans make all kinds of jokes about how he's dating a smelly girl.
oh.
And I love using that exact like phrase, smelly girl, because
I'm not thinking
it
about
sounds so
that.
childish
It
and
does.
silly, but it's funny.
I'm thinking about that. He was like, no, I want to play against the Lions because I don't want to
He's
be rusty.
The Lions were in his head.
And then
It was honestly the defense that didn't play that well that game. I will
But-
say Aaron Rodgers had a pretty good game.
But still,
Jordan Love stinks.
Jordan Love,
he
bonafide scrub.
they were losing to the Lions. Well, Aaron Rodgers was still playing. the
Yeah,
whole time,
but it
so.
was nothing really on the offense. Aaron
Okay,
Rodgers
so
had two
so then your
touchdowns.
concern can go right to the defense. I've never been too high and mighty on the Packers defense this year. I really do think Kyle Shanahan is one of the top 3 offensive minds in football. And I have no doubt that he's
behind-
going to find
Matt Nagy and Byron Leftwich.
okay. Oh boy, Nick, you may have concussed me again with that one. No, my point though is that you look at how he was able to manufacture a game plan against the Cowboys, who had, I believe, the Cowboys had a top 5 defense this year.
Yeah.
They had a really good defense this year. You didn't put up a ton of points, but you found a way to move the ball, chew clock, put up points and everything. Packers defense isn't that good.
No.
It's not. It's just not that good. They've had some issues out in the secondary and things like that. You can expose them at the linebacker position because they're not very strong at
Expose
linebacker.
him.
So I think he's going to be able to put a solid game plan together and expect a lot of Deebo Samuel and a lot of George Kittle.
Elijah Mitchell. You're always missing the boy.
I'm just saying, expect a lot of those two.
Okay,
Those are your big pieces.
you're wrong.
Okay.
And I'll tell you why.
I'm here.
Aaron
Okay.
Rodgers and that offense is too high powered. They're not going to be able to stop them.
Sure. We'll talk about this next Tuesday, Bob.
We will.
Yeah. When we preview 49ers versus Rams.
When we preview the 49ers versus the Rams.
That's the next game.
And if that happens, the 49ers going all the way.
No.
Nah, they'll
Dude,
lose to the Rams.
Kyle Shanahan has Sean McVay's number at this
Sean.
point.
You know what?
You
That's a
have-
fair point. They
you
did
have to-
have to do the win and in scenario. So
Yeah.
I'll give you the logic there.
Like you have to.
That would be I'd love to see that matchup. It's the matchup that's going to happen because we got the Rams going into Tampa Bay to beat the Bucks. The Rams have the Bucks number.
They beat him once.
That's all you need.
Yeah, they only played once.
They only played once.
Undefeated versus the Bucks.
Undefeated
And
versus
that's
the
when
Bucks.
the Bucks had Chris Godwin
and
Antonio
here's-
Brown.
But here's the big thing, right? The Rams defense seems to have finally clicked.
Yes, it does.
So all these guys seem to have finally clicked now. Odell has finally fit it. It seems like he's hit his stride with the offense. Cam Akers is back, which is a factor.
Yes.
I've never
I
said
just
it
want
wasn't
you to
a
admit.
factor.
I just wanted you to admit that. Thank
I
you.
never said he wasn't a factor. I just said they were good enough to still win the division. But the point is, Odell is fitting in with the offense now. Von Miller is fitting in with the defense. The defense is playing really well. You saw it. Regardless of what we think of Cliff Kingsbury and everything, the Cardinals were still a very talented offense. Kyler Murray's still like a really talented player.
Yeah.
You're able to do a lot to stop them there. And Cam Akers is back. So now your best running back is back.
Yeah,
so
he's back.
You have 3 things that have clicked for you. And you already were able to beat the Bucs without 2 of those 3. Well, actually, you didn't have any of those 3 there when you beat the Bucs. So the Rams, it'll be a close game. But the Rams I think the Rams are going to win this one.
I'm hearing what you're saying, but
I'm wrong, and here's why.
Here's why. It's Tom fucking Brady, man. It's Tom Brady.
Listen, it takes a lot of balls to bet against Tom Brady.
It does.
Tom Brady scored, 9 points when they beat the Rams in the Super Bowl a couple of years ago? And guess what? The Rams are better now.
That's a good point. No, I just think the Rams...
Whole different team, man.
I know.
I think the Rams have a lot going for them that's going to just work out in their
Yes, they
favor.
do. I mean, and they literally sold the farm to
Les Snead
win
there's no team that's gone more all in on winning the Super Bowl this year than the Rams.
Yes.
So you want to talk about hey, man, we don't need any picks for the next 5 years because we're going to win the Super Bowl now.
Because we have
And
Von
the
Miller.
thing is, they're still set up for success for the next couple of years.
Yeah.
Like they still have talent that's locked down for a while.
Yeah.
I hear what you're saying. It's Tom Brady. The Bucs are one of the most complete teams as well. This is going to be the defenses are what will make the difference.
Yeah.
And I think with Tom Brady's lack of mobility in the strength of the pass rush for the Rams, you're going to see them get to Brady a lot.
Yeah. Aaron Donald, who's going to stop him? Benches 500 pounds. Just repping it.
They have a pretty good offensive line, man.
They do, but they've got Von Miller, Aaron Donald, Leonard Floyd. All 3 are solid pass rushers.
Studs.
So everyone knows what you have in Von
Dog.
Miller and Aaron Donald.
Yeah.
Leonard Floyd's big thing is he could set the edge really well on run plays, and he's actually become a better pass rusher since leaving the Bears. You hate to see it, but oh well.
You pair him with Aaron Donald.
Yeah,
That tends
you
to
pair him
happen.
up. So I'm
All
going
right,
with
so-
I'm taking the Rams.
Nick, you're with Rams on this one?
Yes.
All right, so you went Bengals, 49ers, Rams.
Correct.
And
And
then,
give me the Bills.
and then that gives us our Sunday night game, Bills, Chiefs in Arrowhead. This is where Josh Allen tells the world he's better than Mahomes. Bills win.
I 100% agree with that. We're going Bills.
The debate ends here. There may still be the big brother, little brother debate between what's it called? The Bills and the Patriots. But after this Sunday, Mahomes gonna be looking like little brother. He's gonna be
I
doing
agree with
TikTok
that.
dances with Jackson for the entire offseason after this Sunday.
Very possible. I think the Rams, or not the Rams, the Chiefs' offense was very slow to start, and Bills were just red hot against a better defense. And I just think they're going to come out, keep that same energy, and their offense is going to be unstoppable.
The Chiefs' defense has been really good since week 7 or 8.
Yeah, but
But-
nowhere near as good as the Patriots' defense. So
And they're gonna find it's a whole different animal, man. You got a quarterback who's not afraid to put you on your ass when he's running the ball.
yeah, he's not.
Josh Allen's a different. He's just oh my gosh,
Different
it's
animal
incredible.
and the same beast.
Are you a different animal and the same beast? What the fuck does that mean, Kobe Bryant? Dude, Kanye gives so many great quotes. Have you seen his Polaroid thing with Lady Gaga?
No.
I'll show you guys after. It's so gold, man. It's like my favorite Kanye video. Guys, listen to the Kanye Polaroid camera video. It's hilarious.
All right. But we're moving into coach's watch.
Well,
So-
real quick, I have one quick question about with these playoff teams that remain. So out of the what are we at? 8 teams now?
yes.
Which team, coach, or player stands to gain the most from winning the Super Bowl?
Gained the most.
Yeah.
The Bengals coach. I can't think of his name.
Zach
Taylor.
Taylor.
He stands to gain the most.
For the simple fact is, people didn't think that he had the ability to
Get them there.
get even to the playoffs.
Yeah.
So him winning gains the most.
It locks in this was the
Yeah.
right decision.
We're
'Cause
almost-
there was some questions regarding him as the head coach.
Almost every other head coach, and maybe Matt LaFleur would be my second pick, because almost every other head coach, it's okay, if you win the Super Bowl, we kind of expect it.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
Matt LaFleur kind of
He's gotten that respect now.
Yeah,
but
does.
he still hasn't won.
The person that I say stands to gain the most from winning the Super Bowl is Ryan Tannehill. Because think about where his career was just 2 years ago. You know, he was the bust. He was a bust in Miami. You know, they gave up on him, everything. Is he the reason the Titans are a Super Bowl team? Not necessarily. But to go from that and be he is still a very important part of that team's success. It's not a case where he just needs to not mess up. He has made plays for the team.
Yeah.
I think he stands to gain the most because this is like a true like validation. Like, see, I am a legitimate NFL quarterback. I can win the Super Bowl. I think it would be huge for him.
I would go Matt Stafford.
Matt Stafford was my second choice.
This could probably cement him.
This could pretty much throw him into like lock for Hall of Fame.
Yes.
So that's fair.
As for coach,
You don't have to pick a coach. I'm just saying,
It was
those were just like my thing. Like, which team would gain the most, or which coach, or which player. You don't have to do team, player, coach. But if you want to do one,
I was gonna say Kyle Shanahan.
Kyle Shanahan. I was gonna go with Sean. I would say Sean McDermott.
Yeah,
The Bills have stuck with him for a long time through some down years too.
Ty God,
Nathan Peterman.
Oh God.
And Sean McDermott is would be the epitome of like trusting the process with your coach.
Yeah.
Which I think is already paying off, but I think it would be huge for him.
Yeah.
Robbie Gould. I would love to see him win.
Oh my gosh, I forgot.
Yeah.
That'd be
Player wise, he did so good for the Bears for so long, and then have the Bears one of the Bears' best teams since 2006, and you double doink it with freaking Cody Parkey.
If we had Robbie Gould, that wouldn't have happened.
Yeah, that wouldn't have happened.
Yeah, but Robbie Gould had like 2 straight bad years when he got cut.
Yeah, but he was still amazing. He's still better than Cody Parkey.
It's Robbie Gould, man.
I'm just saying, he was the highest paid kicker, and he was like bottom 5 and made field goals for 2 straight years.
Yeah, but also Daniel Carlson got kicked off his first team, and now
sometimes it needs to happen though. I'm just saying, like, there was a reason Robbie Gould.
No, I know.
Cut. It wasn't like Robbie Gould was 95% on field goals, and they said, "Hey, man, we're just cutting you."
I know.
If he wins the Super Bowl, I'd feel so good for him.
I would feel good for him too. I'm glad his career's back on track. But now let's talk about coaches.
All right, so coaches. Next coach to be cut was David Culley after 1 season as the Texans head coach.
Not fair, man.
Not fair.
Not fair at all.
Like, for what he had going into the season and being able to literally pull out not being the bottom seed.
Hey, Davis Mills looked like a option. He looked like an option at quarterback. Like, I'm not going to say he looked like a guy, but he definitely looked like he could be a bridge quarterback.
Yeah.
Which is a big deal. But they have a top 5 pick, so I mean, but do you take a quarterback in this draft?
No, you don't. Bobby says no.
You're right. You ride it out with the board. Bobby says the board says no. You ride it out with Davis Mills for another year, I think. Maybe, you never know. Maybe he develops into something solid. This was an unwinnable situation for David Culley.
Yeah.
Whatever coach went into Houston.
We're going to put you in a dumpster fire, but we still want you to probably go 500.
And being able to get 4 wins out of it and make Davis Mills look like
an
optional starter.
A fringe starter, whatever you want to call him. Yeah. You made him look like a potential quarterback. Like someone who...
Davis Mills looked like you don't have to spend money on a free agent quarterback. You can just save your money on a quarterback. But if you're not
what I mean is, like, you have Davis Mills, and he played to a level where you consider actually like rolling with him next year.
Yeah.
What else do you expect? He was like a 5th round pick, wasn't he?
Third.
Really?
Yeah.
He went in the 3rd round?
I believe. Yeah. Colin Mond and Davis Mills went in the 3rd round.
Okay, well, they picked him earlier than I thought they would.
I could be wrong, but
I thought he was a 5th round pick. I don't know why.
I'm pretty sure 3rd.
He can probably be Matt Schwab level. That's what I see him as.
Hey, Matt Schwab did well for them. But the point was, you did enough. Davis Mills looked like he had potential.
Yeah.
This was, like you said, a total dumpster fire. Yeah, I've never been a fan of firing a coach after 1 year, with the exception of Urban Meyer. But
not even here.
Yeah, not even.
He didn't make it a full.
But David Culley, I don't think the season is a fair indication of what he is as a coach.
Yeah.
you have your best players, Brandon Cooks, who's like a solid number 2 at best on another team.
Why you
Yeah.
gotta hate on Brandon Cooks?
He's not good. He's not
What do you mean?
hating on him. He's just not good.
Bobby,
He's
so
good.
is it hating on someone if I don't say he's a top 5 player?
I mean, he's not top 5, but if he had a better quarterback, top 10.
No.
If he was-
no.
Here's the thing, Bob.
No,
here's
you're wrong.
the thing.
You're wrong.
You're wrong, and here's why. Top 10 wide receivers don't just bounce around to teams.
No.
They
Yeah,
don't.
Patriots, Rams.
Saints.
No, he was never on the
I
Saints.
thought they started on the Saints.
I'm pretty sure he started on the Saints.
I think he went Saints then.
I think he went
Patriots.
Saints, Patriots, Rams,
Texans.
Texans.
A lot of teams.
He's got talent, but he's not, dude. He's not a top 10 wide receiver. He's not.
I like Braden Cooks.
I think he's good.
He's solid.
He's a solid number 2.
He's never been the number 1 anywhere.
Rams?
No, Robert Woods was better than him on the Rams.
Josh Reynolds was better
Nah.
than him on the Rams.
No, he wasn't.
Yes, he was.
Josh Reynolds never even started.
He was
Brandon Cooks.
He was better than Brandon Cooks.
Brandon Cooks' best year came in New England.
Yeah.
In New England's, for how long, has not had like a true number 1 wide receiver.
And they should have never let him go.
Sure, maybe not, but he's not a top 10 wide receiver. He's their best player, and I still think if he's on another team, he's a really good like complementary piece to a number 1 wide receiver. We'll say 1B to be more respectful.
Okay,
I
fair.
was even
There you
saying
go.
that.
All right, I'll take
I would
that.
say he's a 2B.
No, he's a 2A if any. He is, if you partnered him with like Darnell Mooney, you're looking at 2 good options, but you don't have a clear-cut number 1.
Yeah.
He's a Darnell Mooney type guy. Talented, but not like clear-cut number 1
All right,
wide
fair
receiver.
enough. I will take that.
Okay,
All right,
thank
fair
you.
He's
enough.
not top 10.
All right.
So my point was, that's your
Alright,
best.
Bobby.
You got him and Rex Burkhead. And you're going to fire the guy because, wow, one of the least talented rosters in football wasn't able to keep up. And it's the coach's fault?
Yeah, I think it's more of like
Most people can't even name a player on their defense.
I can't.
I can't.
Eric Reed.
Sure.
I don't know,
You're right
dude.
now.
I couldn't. All I know is Anthony Miller was traded to the Texans. That's all I got.
And didn't he get cut?
Maybe I don't know.
Philip Lindsay was on Houston for a little bit.
Yeah, he got
Yeah,
cut.
but the point is like unwinnable situation,
Yeah.
and it's just really shitty that you fired him after 1 year when you gave him one of the worst situations and like all of the negative publicity around the team, all this stuff, horrible situation. I would have never touched that job with a 10-foot pole though.
But he thought it was his one chance at being head coach.
It was his shot, right? He went and
Yeah.
was like, "This is my chance," and he went for it. Probably, and I still think he got offered the job because no one else wanted it.
Yeah.
He was probably the only one willing to take it on,
Yeah,
the only problem that sucks
and
for
it
him
bit
more
him in
than
the
anything
ass.
it did.
is like now him going to interview for other coaching jobs. It's like they're not going to want to offer him head coach. What have you done? It's like, oh, I was head coach for 1 year.
But the good thing is, I think most of the league realizes the dude was handed like a horrible, just dealt a crap hand.
Yeah,
And he's
I think-
going to get a shot as a coordinator somewhere pretty quick.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think he'll be able to pretty
But
quickly.
the smart move would be if you want to be a head coach, would be take a year off.
I would just go and be a coordinator somewhere.
No,
Prove you're worth it. No, why not?
Anthony Lynn did that, and look at him. He got fired as a Detroit Lions offense coordinator, and probably at this point. will
Yeah,
never
but
find
there's
a job.
tons of guys that go and become coordinators elsewhere instead of taking a year off. I mean, this is David Culley we're talking about. I don't think he's got the most extensive career behind him where he can
Yeah.
take a year off.
Yeah,
I would like to see him go to like a Jacksonville and be the coordinator in Jacksonville or Miami, where it's like they're kind of starting new with coaches in general. Where it's like, okay, we're not expecting a ton from you, but if you just bring the success you had in Houston, we know you weren't there for a long time. We know you had a terrible team.
Yeah.
Just make our team better than it was last year. That's a step up.
Some guys, why wouldn't you go and become a coordinator? The best way to get back into the head coaching conversation is to show that you're still a good coach somewhere.
Yeah, fair enough.
He
But-
doesn't have the track record to back him up as another team going, well, he took a year off after going 4-13.
Well, plus
in his
look
first
at the
year as a
teams
head
that don't have
coach.
coaches. The Bears are not going to want a guy like him. They're going to want a more established head coach.
Yeah.
Miami just got rid of Brian Flores. David Culley's not better than Brian Flores. Jacksonville is not going to want
Yeah, I mean,
inexperienced.
here's a perfect example. Dan Quinn was fired by the Falcons,
Yeah,
And boom, he's the coordinator for the Cowboys. Cowboys have a top 5 defense. Dan Quinn's getting interviewed for head coaching positions.
That's true.
Todd Bowles was fired by the Jets. What does he do? He goes and joins Bruce Arians in Tampa. Now he's getting interviewed for coaching positions. So, I mean, there's plenty of cases where it works. He doesn't have the track record to back up taking a year off and still being able to be a candidate.
Yeah, fair enough.
So he's got to do something.
Yeah.
He'll
But
find work. That's fine.
anyways, yeah. Enough. Dave Culley sucks to be him. Might feel bad. Yeah.
I do feel bad
Yeah.
for him though.
But Mike Mayock fired as Raiders GM. They are currently interviewing head coaches right now.
I think they should get a new GM. I like their head coach now should be given
Rick
a chance
I
to.
think Rick Bisaccia is a legitimate candidate.
he
I
should
think
at least
he is.
have the chance to run with his team and see where it goes.
I would honestly say that he's the favorite for this job
Yeah, I think so
because of everything they did.
They haven't said anything that they're moving on from. They just said they're hearing interviews. Like, so if they see something they like, better-
Darren Bevel. That's or something Bevel. That's the interim coach for the Jaguars.
Okay.
It came to me. Sorry,
It took a while.
Dude. It just like
He's
came
still
to-
working on a defensive player for the Texans too. So that might
don't
come-
Yeah, I'll
worry.
get there eventually.
Yeah, he'll get there eventually.
Is Whitney Merciless still there?
He might be. I honestly think he is.
No way.
I don't know, my-
All right, we'll look that up after.
Our
But no,
internet
Rick
is not
Bisaccia.
working. Yeah, Rick Bisaccia should get the job. Did a phenomenal job with what he had, and
Well, there's no like you got the Chiefs in your division, you got the Chargers. In
You're
your
in
division,
a
and
difficult
even
division.
with
but
John Gruden, you didn't expect to probably make the playoffs this year.
like I
And they
said,
still did.
Mike Mayock is out. They're interviewing new GMs.
Yeah,
So, like I said, if
I
a new
think,
GM wants a different coach, they're gonna go different coach.
that's
But
true. That's
Rich
true.
Bisaccia has made a huge argument to be if he is let go.
I think
You have
it's,
to-
I think
other
it's
teams-
fair to consider keeping him
Yeah.
Yeah,
because you endure. The team went through so much, man. You got the Henry Ruggs situation. Who was their DB on Instagram? The gun and everything, threatening people on Instagram.
I don't know.
2
They-
first-round picks of yours.
You had
gone.
the other guy driving.
Yeah, your head coach is fired.
first round
Like,
pick. Yeah.
you inherited just nothing but drama in like a crap storm
Yeah.
as the interim head coach.
Created by John Gruden and Mike Mayock.
Yeah, and what did you do with it? You rallied the team and got yourselves into the playoffs. I mean, they're the first team to make what was it? The first team to make the playoffs after a midseason coaching change.
Yeah,
So that speaks for itself. Like that
Exactly.
accomplishment is huge. No other team has done it.
exactly.
Um,
and
Now, granted, the Raiders fired John Gruden for other reasons. It's not like
Yeah.
they were losing a bunch of games and they're like, well, he's a bum, he's gone. But,
But
you still had to rally everyone
you lost
around
your number one
you.
wide receiver.
You lost a lot.
Yeah, and
And you
still
lost your
pulled-
tight end, your stud tight end.
Yeah,
you got
Darren
injuries.
Waller was
Yeah.
out for a couple weeks. I
For-
mean, you got your team to compete to the best that they could for you. I say it speaks volumes to what the players think of him. And I
And-
honestly think the right move for them is to keep him as the head
Yeah.
coach.
and players already said that they want Bisaccia.
I'm willing to bet Derek Carr leaves if
Oh yeah,
because Derek Carr, all the reports are saying that his future with the Raiders depends on the head coach, and so I think Derek Carr is a stand-up guy. I honestly think he's advocating for Bisaccia and wants him to be the coach. Maybe he might stay if it's a different coach, but
honestly,
I think Bisaccia should stay because his big thing is he stays out of the way. He trusts his coordinators to do their job, trusts them to do it, and he manages and makes the head coaching decisions.
yeah.
I think they found a dynamic that works. And
Unlike
it
Matt
would be
Nagy.
smart to explore what you have with that.
Yeah. Well, and it's like he didn't do anything. We always talk about quarterbacks where it's like, just stay out of the team's way. Like Mac Jones. He just stayed out of the way. He did exactly what everyone asked him to. This is what your head coach did halfway through the season, and you got you to the playoffs. It's like,
Yeah.
he did better than you expected, still got to the playoffs, and maybe if you don't play the Bengals, you win.
Maybe if
First
the ref
round.
doesn't blow a whistle, no, but
Yeah.
still, I think he's a legitimate candidate. He would be my front runner for that organization.
Oh,
Not
yeah.
as like the Brian Flores, I think, is the like front runner with Dable behind him.
Yeah.
But for the Raiders, Rick is it Rick or Rich? Do we know?
Rich.
Rich Bisaccia should be, in my opinion, the front runner for that job.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think he earned it. He earned it. There's not much else to say about it.
Yeah. But Mike Mayock, not a surprise. He missed on so many first round draft picks.
How many picks did the Bears give him? And Josh Jacobs is the only one that panned out.
Yeah.
And all of his other picks are, in jail,
Yeah.
out of the NFL.
I think you really got to tell yourself that maybe don't take someone with.
All right,
character
cool.
issues.
You can evaluate talent a little bit, but boy, do you not evaluate the personality, the character.
Even Josh Jacobs got a DUI.
Yeah.
That
He's
whole-
not out of the league.
What happens
whole
in
damn
Vegas?
team.
What happens in Vegas? We would know. No, but
A lot.
there's no innuendos there. It's just a lot of drinking happens in
it does,
Vegas. And weird people staring in the mirror of bathrooms.
Wait, what?
I wasn't there. I don't know.
The bathroom? The guy who just stared in the mirror in the bathroom?
Oh yeah. Oh, yeah. That was creepy.
Bobby's like,
Yeah.
was I the guy staring in the mirror?
I don't know.
There's a lot going on, man.
Yeah.
Vegas it's happening, bro.
Yeah.
But no,
yeah.
I'm not surprised he got fired. The
Yeah.
thing is, where do you go for GM? All of the main GM candidates seem to
Ryan Pace.
He wouldn't be a bad option, honestly.
I think a team's going to give Ryan Pace a chance.
I think so too.
I really do.
New York is high on Ryan Pace.
Yeah. So same with Joe Schoen, the assistant GM from the Bills.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But
But
it would
we'll
just
see what they do there. The big thing though is the Bears watch, right? Bears offseason.
Bears
is what
watch,
It's all
yeah.
about for us.
2020.
Everything else.
So
we'll just talk about.
so
when it
far we
happens.
got Peterson, Flores, Hackett, Caldwell. Yeah, well, I don't know why we. Goodbye. Don't want him. Don't even know why they.
I don't think Jim Caldwell's a bad.
And Dable
coach.
all interviewed. Frazier, Leftwich, Quinn still to be interviewed.
I heard they were smitten with Flores. I know you like that adjective.
Smitten, dude. I kind of laughed when I saw that report. Yeah, I guess apparently from their joint practices, they really liked Brian Flores. It's probably going to, in my opinion, it's between him or Brian Dable for your head coaching spot.
I
don't think Matt Hackett, or is it Nathaniel Hackett?
Nathaniel Hackett.
Nathaniel Hackett. It's Matt Aberflus is the
Yes.
other guy. I don't think Hackett's the guy. I don't trust taking someone from Green Bay. I just don't.
I don't either.
I don't want anything to do with Green
They
Bay.
got spies.
Matt Eberflus.
They got spies.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's kind of what I think. Though.
Matt Eberflus.
As crazy as it sounds. Well, go ahead.
Made it past first round with Jags. He already has another interview.
Yeah,
scheduled.
he's probably going to go there.
I think so.
I think they're going to take him in there. The guy I want, though, is Brian Flores or Brian Dable. Greg Roman apparently is not getting interviews. Bums me out.
I still have to send you that clip. Dude, I don't like the way he runs the offense.
No?
No, not high on him.
Okay, fair enough.
I-
Well, he's
I-
not even being interviewed, so.
So I don't think the rest of the NFL is either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently
Hey,
not.
the Cowboys might be.
Cowboys, who knows what the Cowboys are going to be doing. But
Cowboys
it's
are gonna get
probably,
Matt Nagy.
it's going to
No.
come
You
down.
watch it. You
No.
watch it happen.
I really do think
I
it's going to
don't
come
even think
down
Nagy's
to
gonna get
Flores, Dable, and Leslie Frazier. Those are going to be your three finalists for the head
I
coaching
have
spot.
Dan
I-
Quinn as a sneaky.
I
dark
would
horse.
too. I would say my top three is
Oh, I
Flores,
forgot about Dan
Dable,
Quinn.
and Quinn. I would.
You know
say,
what? Yeah, I'm going to agree. I'm going to take Frazier out and put Quinn in.
Yeah, because I think
Actually,
Quinn did it like he ran that offense exceptionally, and then when Mike McCarthy was out, he managed the game pretty well.
Yeah, Dan Quinn,
Like-
and he's got a better head coaching track record than
Yeah,
what's his face, Leslie Frazier.
and I don't
So
know-
those are probably your three finalists. I forgot about Dan Quinn.
For
so-
me, it's still Brian Flores is your one,
oh yeah,
but it just depends on who they get as their GM and then what the GM's going to want
yeah.
to do.
The thing is, Brian Flores is known. Like I'm pretty sure what happened is he went to war with the GM in
Yeah.
Miami and lost. So you need to make sure that your GM and your coach, if it's regardless of who the coach is, but with Brian Flores, they have to share the same vision and direction. That's why I don't like hiring a coach before a GM. I
Yeah,
think it's a
just-
messy idea
yeah.
because most GMs want to
But-
pick their guy.
It
But
doesn't
Flores-
work unless you hire Flores as your coach and then you interview GMs and you're like, I would have picked Flores too, and it's like, okay, it works.
Yeah, but
that
for all
normally
you know,
doesn't
they
happen.
could just be telling you that to tell
Yeah.
you that. They're gonna say what you want to hear. They want the job.
Yeah.
If I was interviewing for the GM and they hired Leslie Frazier, I'd be like, oh yeah, Leslie Frazier, Bears great, 85 Bears, go Bears.
Yeah.
I'd be singing his praises even though he was mediocre as a head coach. The point is, I always think you should go GM first.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, then
sure.
it brings so much more synergy.
But-
If then you can't have, oh, here's this GM, but that's not my coach.
But
So now
the
it's a
only
scapegoat right
thing
away.
is that-
It was Phil Emery and Lovie Smith. Lovie was fired after 10-6 because they extended him and then fired the GM and signed Phil Emery. So he fired him.
Yeah.
yeah. It's the way she goes, you know?
It's the way she goes. The order of things should go GM then coach.
Yeah. But either way, I think it's going to be coach first because obviously the Bears are sought after spot for the coaches, and Brian Flores is the number one target. So if you are going to go Brian Flores, you're going to have to.
I think the Bears are one of the most desirable head coaching locations, not as much so for the GM spot, but still a lot to like for either of those positions. Clearly, their focus is on the head coach first.
Yeah.
Because not as many teams are looking for GMs, so you want to try and get the head coach before the guy you want's off the board. I get it.
Yeah.
That's why I feel like they should have been more aggressive with the GM search. You
Well,
know?
I also feel like the owners of the Bears also let the fans of Chicago dictate what happens. Like, I feel like they really want
George McCaskey has acknowledged he's a fan. And
So same thing. Like, it was like, oh, Justin Fields needs to play. It's like, so Matt Nagy was like, yeah, probably should have let him play, but he's like, didn't want
yeah,
to.
the rumor is that George McCaskey came in and said, you're starting Fields.
Yeah, and now it's the fans want a coach.
To a degree, I actually like that George McCaskey is passionate and like listens to the fans, because how many organizations don't listen to the fans?
Yeah.
But I think sometimes they do it to a fault.
But either way,
Well, yeah, like right
either
now,
way,
Nagy didn't want Fields to start, and
yeah. But
Fields should. If George McCaskey wanted Fields to start, he should have said something sooner, so he could have been getting first team snaps.
yeah,
all
it is that's
training
all.
camp.
That's water under the bridge now.
It's-
Justin Fields, I still think is going to do fine.
Yeah.
Get him the right coach. Honestly, I really think we're going to see Rick Smith as the GM and Brian Flores as your head coach.
I think Ed Dobbs,
Ed Dobbs, really?
Yeah.
who's
think
the
so.
Saints assistant GM?
Jeff Ireland.
Jeff Ireland.
I
Wait.
feel like it's gonna go with that.
I think Rick Smith's the front runner for them.
Why can't we?
And then I have Jeff Ireland second.
I don't follow the GM as closely as the coach just because they're not as in
Rick
the-
Smith has a very good track record.
Yeah. But for me, it's like Brian Flores is like the clear cut one.
Yeah,
and
he
for
is- he's
GM,
the
it's kind
number
of
one.
like there's like, do you want to go with a younger guy or do you want to go with a more
So where is Rick Smith
experienced.
from? Because
Rick Smith.
yeah,
So he was the GM for the Texans from like 2010 till 2017 or something. So he drafted J.J. Watt, Whitney Merciless, who is he's on the Packers now. So he's not on the
oh, he's starting this week.
cool.
Yeah.
So he
Not for
he
the Texans.
drafted
Not for the
he
Texans. though.
he's had a lot of hits. He was J.J. Watt, Whitney Merciless, DeAndre Hopkins, Deshaun Watson. He did also make the Brock Osweiler like mistake, but every GM makes mistakes.
Yeah, Mike
Uh,
Glennon.
but-
Mike
Yeah,
Glennon.
Mike
Mike
Glennon.
Glennon.
Osweiler was a bigger miss though.
Yeah, wait.
because of the contract.
Well, yeah.
They had to trade away a second round pick to get someone to take his contract.
Um,
But he has a good track record. I like his. I think he does a good job evaluating guys. His biggest mistake, though, really was. Actually, no, it wasn't even his mistake because he stepped away because his wife had cancer. So he stepped away from being the GM.
and that's
he-
the guy.
Yeah, and he let Bill O'Brien become the coach GM for the Texans, and then and we know how that story went. We know the ending of that book. So that's who Rick Smith is.
I would not mind that at all.
I think he would be an excellent pick. Jeff Ireland would probably go number 2 because the Bears love picking from the Saints.
I don't know why.
But Schoen, what's his name? Is it Joe or Josh Schoen? Joe Schoen? I think it is, the assistant GM from the Bills.
yeah,
He's
Yeah.
another guy who I would really like. so-
but yeah, I think the number one word around the street, Ed Dobbs. He's getting interviews everywhere.
Good for him.
Good for
I
Dobbs.
just think Rick Smith's the guy. In my opinion.
I wouldn't mind either way. I'll be honest.
Well, since
Yeah.
Whitney Merciless isn't on the Texans, I still don't know a defensive player on the Texans.
Eric Reed.
Let's look that
Let's
up.
see this one, and then we'll get ready for next question.
It's so weird. Like when you think about one random team, and you're like, name me a defensive player. And most of the time, you're like,
I can literally name
one.
you a defensive player on every single team, except for
Bro, Eric Reed's retired.
he is.
Yeah, I actually thought he was retired, but I didn't. I was
Former American football player.
Wow. Okay. All right.
And he was not on the Texans. He went from the 49ers to the Panthers. That's who I thought you were talking about. But I was like, no, that guy, Bobby was obviously talking about someone else.
I maybe wrong. I don't know.
Okay, well,
Either way,
Nick,
either way.
your question of the week, bud.
Okay, my question of the week ties into the Winter Olympics coming up soon. That's coming up right after the Super Bowl. What's the hardest sport that doesn't involve a ball? So I know we definitely talked about baseball. Hitting a baseball is one of the hardest things.
That doesn't involve.
Doesn't involve a ball.
Skiing.
Skiing.
What kind of skiing?
Hey, it's really
Cross country skiing,
Hey.
cross country skiing with the shooting, or the
Wait,
ski jump.
Were you going down a hill or were you just standing?
I was going down a hill.
Yeah.
Downhill skiing.
Or were you just standing?
Yeah, I hurt myself skiing this weekend, everybody.
Andrew got concussed.
You got a dome piece.
Absolutely smacked my head. Horrible time. Skiing's stupid. I'd be embarrassed to be good at it.
That was a great question.
No.
That was a great question.
Honestly,
I didn't have any questions.
all jokes aside, though, I was probably going to... Skiing's probably one of them.
I would probably say snowboarding.
I'm going to say the half-pipe snowboarding.
Yeah.
half pipe.
Hey, it's Sean White's last run, boys.
Yeah.
That's it.
But-
He's done.
That half-pipe stuff is intense.
Yeah.
What
me,
about
it's
four-man
the-
bobsled?
For me, it's
Shout out Jamaica, by the way. First time in like 28 years or whatever, they qualified for the four-man for a bobsledding team going to the Olympics.
this year.
Wasn't
Yeah.
there a
So
movie
first
about
time since.
that?
Since there's,
What is
There's
it?
definitely
there was a movie about it.
I know
I'm
it
pretty
was.
sure, but they did the first time since
because
first time since that movie was inspired, or since that
as soon as Bobby says that, I remember what it is.
Jamaican bobsled movie.
Yeah.
No, but they qualified. They're sending 4. They've got women's bobsled, I think 2-man and 4-man bobsled, and a women's.
Cool running.
Cool runnings. Yeah.
Yep.
So they sent 4 bobsled teams, which is good for Jamaica. I mean, hey,
For me, I'm
John
really
Kennedy was in it.
The skeleton. It's like that single person bobsled where like you go face first down the thing.
the luge.
No, that's similar. It's similar, but it's a really small board that you're on, and you're on the
I
same
know what you're
track
talking about,
as
yeah.
the bobsled. But it's like you have to go so fast to like win. It's usually like tenths of a second between like first.
Yeah,
and
I know what you're
sixth.
talking about.
And you could flip. You're going like 80 miles per hour. You can flip over at like any time.
Hey, remember the luge guy died.
Yeah.
Don't remember that. That was
Also, 2-man luge. Weird. Why is that a weird sport to participate in?
Yeah.
two-man
kinda
luge.
The 2-man luge.
No, that's not. Why?
Do you know what the 2-man luge is?
Like you're
It's when you lay on top of each other.
I'm saying, is that a weird? Is it
A
weird?
little weird.
Would you do 2-man luge?
I don't think so.
For if I was Olympic
I'd rather
quality,
be-
in it, yeah, I'd do it.
I'd rather be in the like 4-man bobsled if anything. I feel like it's a little safer.
The luge is scary, man. Okay, there's a couple things with the 2-man luge. You gotta just lay on top of someone, which is weird to me. I'm not saying anything else, but also, I wouldn't want to be the guy on top. All right, you know, I feel like you're the one who's more likely to fall off.
Yeah.
The luge, that's a scary thing to me, man. It's like,
I think luge is your backwards and skeleton is your face first. I think that's the difference. And there's no 2-man skeleton.
What about like the speed,
I hope not.
the speed ice skating thing? Whatever.
speed skating.
Yeah,
Oh,
speed
was it
skating.
Apollo Ono? Was it
Apollo Ono,
Yeah,
that
that
was
was
a good one.
Yeah.
That's what they got.
That scares
Yeah.
me because I always feel like they put their hands down and I feel like someone's just gonna ride over
I
their
know,
hand.
dude.
That's why they
That's
wear
like-
the Kevlar suits.
The Kevlar gloves.
So the whole suit's
The whole-
Kevlar.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, because those are sharp ass blades. So,
Well, yeah, I know that.
so if there's a wipeout and the blade's gonna hit you, yeah, they wear Kevlar.
Oh, I totally did not know that.
Yeah,
Oh.
it's intense, man. That stuff's
That is-
intense.
it's like
You know,
a
Winter
pretty-
Olympics.
You know
Okay,
what's
Winter
really-
Olympics or Summer Olympics though? Which one do you like more?
Winner.
Winter, so much more technical, but summer is just so more. I mean, I did track and field for so long. I like
You
basketball.
get into it a little bit
Yeah,
more.
I know more about the sports.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
But like ski jump, have you ever watched that? They just like you just straighten out your legs and that's it. That's all you do, and it's an Olympic sport. But it's so difficult.
it's a little different. There's
well, I
more
know
to it, but
I know.
it is a lot more technical.
When you just watch them go down, and all of a sudden they just do this, and then they're
As
done.
someone who
Yeah.
has skied now, I can say that it's a lot more difficult than
Was
you
that
think.
was that your first time skiing?
Yeah.
Dude, it's a lot harder than you think.
it's a lot of
No,
work.
I didn't expect it to be easy.
Yeah,
But what I
worst
don't
is-
like is when there's a. Never mind.
There's some slippery spots.
Just some slippery slopes, man. You know.
I will say, Ryan and Jake, when we went, they were very thrown off on how hard it was.
I wish I snowboarded.
Yeah, I think I'm going snowboarding next time I go.
I don't think I'm ever gonna do it again, but I wish maybe I can be convinced to try snowboarding.
I think
But
so.
I just skiing, it's like no, it wasn't. It just wasn't it. Cause
I'll take you to the Bunny Hill in Lyle. It's like 50 feet up.
well, it's so easy to get like first off, I pizzaed, man. And it did not slow
no,
me
dude,
up.
you gotta go side to side.
No,
You
pizza
know,
Yeah,
speeds
and
up.
that's the thing.
French fry slows you down.
No,
No,
French fry speeds you up,
speeds
buddy.
you up, man.
It
What?
speeds you up so fast.
I've never skied
If
before.
you,
Okay.
if you
Have you never watched Camp Laszlo? Pizza, French fry. Pizza,
if
French
you
fry.
pizza before your French fry, you're gonna have a bad time. All right,
Yeah,
What if your French fry before your pizza?
then you're gonna have a good time.
Oh, okay.
yeah. So I was French fried, and I tried the pizza, and it wasn't going so well.
See, and then you went back to
And
French
then
fry. And then pizza before French fry.
as things progressed, and I was trying to turn my one ski. And here's the thing: I was kind of pissed because the ski just came off.
Yeah, it probably wasn't clipped in all the way.
No, I was clipped in all the way.
Oh, you were. Oh.
Like I heard it
Ski
click
just
and
bailed on him.
everything,
He's like, this guy's going down. Get
and,
out
and
of
then
here.
the ski came off, and it was just game over from there. Because once one ski comes off,
Did it go all the way down the hill?
no, it like just stayed up. It like fell over and just stayed like halfway up the hill. But the problem is then it was all over from there, and I'm like trying to avoid stuff, and
Those boots are so heavy,
those boots are stupid.
dude. They
That's
are.
the other thing. The snowboard boots seemed way easier to walk in.
Yeah, they do. Skiing.
I'll probably try snowboarding only, and stopping seems easier on a snowboard.
I don't know, man. It's tough. I want to try it out just to get a feel for it, but
I don't think I'm going to be very good either way.
But-
I probably won't ever do either of them again. So,
it's a fun time.
oh, I got absolutely. I had so much to drink in the lodge, but
Yeah.
you know,
For after you got concussed.
Hopefully before.
no, no, next same day. Actually,
That's not.
I
that's
think
not
it
what
was
you're
the-
supposed to do.
I think it was the same day. It was the same day, guys. I'm fine.
Yeah, look at him. He's fine.
I'm fine.
I'm
Better.
fine. I haven't been able to
back-
see out of my left
back
eye.
and better than ever.
Saturday afternoon, he was watching a rerun of the Bills Patriots game. And
Okay,
thinking
yeah, I
it
was still
was-
feeling the effects of my concussion then.
But hey, sometimes that happens like
It
that.
happens, man. What's life if you live it scared? Am I right, guys?
True.
What a quote.
Yeah.
What's life if you live
I
it
feel like you
scared?
gotta end it there.
Yeah,
What is this?
what's life if you live it scared? That will wrap it up for us this week, guys. Thank you for tuning in. As always, please, if you like what you heard, give us a like on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, Garage Talk Sports on YouTube and TikTok. You guys know the handles now and everything. We'll end it there. So thanks for listening, guys. We'll talk to you next week.
See you
Yeah.
guys.